Hello, hello. If you guys are joining me, if you could maybe type in the comments where you're joining me from so I can make sure I'm in the right spot. I'm here in Northern California, halfway between Sacramento and San Francisco. And I know a lot of you are back east, so just want to share with you some sponsoring tips today. So let's see if oh, there's some people. Hey, Dawn. Yay, I'm in the right spot. All right, and Kara. Okay, we got a few people on here. Good, good. I am excited to share with you today some tips and tricks that have worked for me. Hi, Taylor. All right. I imagine, like with my team, most people will watch this on the replay. I will also tell you that I will not be looking at the comments during while I'm talking because it just messes with my blonde little brain. So, but at the end, I will definitely take questions. So if you type questions during and I don't respond, just save them till the end and then I'll answer your questions for you. So I think Dawn mentioned that we met on the Top 75 cruise to the Netherlands, which was amazing. There was only like 20 of us there, so we got to know each other really well. And in having lunch with Dawn one day, I just sat down, me and my sister sat down to have lunch with her and Dan. And she shared with me that she had found me on Facebook one night and had started using my Facebook party template and that she had had great success with it and that I was part of her story. And gosh, did that make my heart happy. You just never know who you're going to influence or meet. So now we are great friends and I know we will be for a very long time. So you guys are lucky to have her. And I'm just lucky to be here to share with you. So I want to tell you a little bit about myself and my story. My name is Yvonne Gritton. I'm Superstar Director with Team Blessed Beyond Belief from Fairfield, California. I joined Scentsy back in January of 2009. So this weekend will be my 14-year anniversary. When I started, I loved candles. My sister knew I loved candles. My sister lived in Boise, and she went to my now Superstar Director, Kim Buchanan's launch party. She was one of 2 people who attended that launch party. She went home and she did join because she loved that fresh cut grass fragrance. And she immediately called me and told me that I should sign up to sell Scentsy. Back then, I had a ministry called Baskets of Love, and I put together different themed baskets for single moms in my area. I had about 40 single moms I did this for. Had people donate things to me, but I always needed some extra money. I needed about $300 extra every month to make these baskets happen. My sister knew that, and she told me for the next year that I should sell Scentsy because I could make a lot of money selling Scentsy. But I didn't really want her Scentsy. I loved my Gold Canyon candles, and I was like, whatever. But she got smart, and a year later, right before my birthday, she said, look at my catalog, tell me which warmer you want. I'm sending you one for your birthday. So I picked out a couple of smells. It came, I tried it, I called her, and I said, why didn't you send me one of these sooner? I loved it, and I signed up to sell it 2 days later. So note to self, give Scentsy as gifts, because I never would have joined, I don't think, had she not sent that to me and I tried it. So Scentsy did provide for my Baskets of Love ministry for many years, but it went above and beyond that. Things that I never even knew could happen. Paid for my daughter's piano lessons. It paid for my son's braces. In the midst of doing Scentsy, somebody ran a red light, hit my car, totaled my car, and now I had no car. I had an insurance check for not enough of what am I trying to say? Not enough to buy the car that I wanted. So I kind of went out on a limb and I told my husband that if he let me get the car that I wanted, I would pay for it with my Scentsy money. And that really motivated me because then I had to make some money each month, right? So Scentsy paid for that car. It's paying for my car now. It paid for my son's guitar lessons. And back in the day, my kids went to a private Christian school from elementary to high school. So we didn't have a lot of money to save for college because we were paying it for education for them, tuition for their, what am I trying to say, elementary to high school. So when my daughter went to college, I couldn't really pay for her college, but Scentsy is paying for her college now because I am paying her student loans for that. So I'm super blessed to be able to do that for her. So I kind of did it backwards, but it still worked, and Scentsy is providing in that respect. I had seen other SSDs who retired their husbands early, and that was always my goal too. My husband has worked hard for us for years and years in the retail business. I've been able to stay home and be a stay-at-home mom since my daughter was 2. She's 27 now, so it's been a while. But my husband always joked. He always said, when I turn 55, I'm going to retire whether we have enough money or not. And if we don't have enough money, you're going to have to go back to work. Haha, right? Well, guess what happened? In 2019, that right before Thanksgiving, my husband ran a Target store, and he just kind of got fed up. And he was just ready to quit and try something different. So he took a severance package that November, thinking that he would find a job that spring, doing something different. And I was all good with that. And guess what happened that spring? COVID, right? So then I didn't want him to go back to work. I definitely didn't want him to go back to work retail. So what happened with his job is he didn't have one. And what happened with my job, as many of you know if you were around then, hypergrowth, right? I promoted to superstar director. I was making over $10,000 a month, and looked at my husband. I'm like, maybe you don't have to go back to work. Maybe you can retire. So we started paying for my family's bills, all of them, with my Scentsy check, just to see if we could do it, having his severance kind of put to the side. And we did, and we have ever since. That was 2020. This is 2023, and my Scentsy has been paying for my family's bills ever since then. Now, my husband did go back to work not long ago, but basically just to keep busy, basically to pay for benefits and to just put some money away for retirement. So we've kind of come full circle in that he used to pay the bills and my money was the extra money, and now I pay the bills and his money's the extra money. So it's all worked out well, and it's all because of Scentsy. So how did I do that? How did I get to the point where I could retire my husband? Well, from the very beginning, my sister told me that Scentsy would give me a 5% bonus if I sold $2,000 in 1 month. So from the very, very beginning, that was always my goal. And I always did that for the last 14 years. $2,000, 2 new team members, and now I've added 2 new Scentsy Club subscribers. So that's my goal every month. $2,000, 2 new team members, 2 Scentsy Club subscribers. And with that formula, I've been able to earn annual sales every year for the last 14 years. I've earned annual mentor 4 times. I've earned every incentive trip since I started, and my average PRV last year was $6,700. So that's all working because of that 222 formula. So how do I get to $2,000 every month? How do I get new 2 team members every month? I will tell you, my secret to my success really is Facebook parties. And it's the same Facebook party that Dawn found me on doing for the last 2 years. So when COVID hit, I had done a lot of home parties, I had done a lot of events, and all of a sudden I was like, oh my gosh, I need to reinvent my business. So I started doing quarantine go bingo parties, and then I did scavenger hunt parties. And then after that, with the success of those, I just felt like, gosh, I really need to just revamp my Facebook party, because in the past I'd done Facebook parties and I was lucky if they got to $200. I just kind of felt like they were a waste of my time and they were a waste of the hostess's time. But I really sat down and I watched some YouTube videos. I took some ideas from here and there, took some of my own ideas, and came up with this Facebook party that works well for me. And I think Dawn shared my group with you. It's called Sample Stop and Shop. Most of my Facebook parties are over $500, and I have really good success with flipping my hostesses, and I'm going to tell you how I do that in a minute here. Facebook parties are good for increasing your PRV, but they're also really good for sponsoring. And I'm not going to really focus on PRV today. I'm going to focus on how to sponsor because I think that's where a lot of people get stuck. And I will tell you that I was not always a good sponsor. I wasn't always a good recruiter. Yes, I always tried to get 2 new recruits, and sometimes I did. Sometimes I got 0, sometimes I got 1. But lately, with doing Facebook parties, I've become a much better recruiter. I would verbally say to my downline that I'm not a good recruiter. And when you say that, especially if you say it out loud, it's one thing if you think it, right? That's bad. But if you say it out loud, that's really bad, right? But I would say that. I didn't think I was a good recruiter. I didn't have the secret formula or that secret text or that secret anything to share with my downline, but now I do, so I'm going to share it with you. Last year I did earn annual mentor. 1 month I had 8 new recruits, 1 month I had 9 new recruits, and I will tell you that wouldn't have been possible without my Facebook parties. So one best tip is to try for the incentive trips, okay? That just sets the foundation that you need some sponsoring points. Scentsy was really smart with this. You can use the incentive trip bonus or point structure as basically a business plan. Everything you do to earn the incentive trips helps you build your business. And Scentsy was not dumb in adding the sponsoring points to that. I know nobody likes that. When you see that, oh my gosh, I need, whatever sponsoring points, you almost give up, right? Because that pushes you out of your comfort zone and you think, I could never do that. I used to think the same thing, but with my Facebook parties, I am able to do that. So when incentives come, I know this one's almost over, but when they come, try to earn them, okay? And let Scentsy push you out of your comfort zone to get those sponsoring points. And once you start getting those and see that you can do it, it's going to be a little easier for you, and you're not going to be like me, and you're not going to say, I can't recruit, or I'm not a good recruiter, because you're going to be a good recruiter, okay? All right, so this is my secret. And this can also work for home parties and catalog parties. It could work for either, but I just choose to do it Facebook party format. So when I do a Facebook party, the Wednesday before the party, when I'm setting the party up, I send my hostesses a special text. And I'm going to read it to you. I'm going to post it down below too. So I'll copy it so you don't write this down. Don't spend the time writing it down. But I'm going to read it to you so it'll make sense, and then I'll post it down below under here. But this is kind of my magic little post. It says, I'm getting ready to set up your party, but before I do, I always like to ask my hostess if they want this to be a Scentsy Stop and Shop, where you just earn free product and half-price items, or if you want me to set it up as your Scentsy grand opening party. You'll still earn free and half-price items, but you'll also earn commissions on the purchases from your party. And then I give them choice A and choice B, and this is my secret. Choice A, with a $500 party, you'll earn $75 in free product and 3 half-price items. And then I say choice B, with a $500 party, you'll earn a host-exclusive starter kit worth over $120 in product and supplies using $59 of your free product, $16 in free product, 3 half-price items, $100 in commissions on the 10th of the next month. Any bookings from your Facebook party could be yours, and we can turn your Scentsy Stop and Shop Facebook group into your VIP group for your customers. You've already got a customer base. And then I say, I like to offer my hostesses these options at the beginning of their party, because if you do want choice B, we'll let your friends know that, and they will most likely buy more and book more parties because they want to help you get your Scentsy business off to a good start. Say no pressure, just want to give you your options. Right now, are you interested in choice A or choice B? Or do you have any questions? That's my secret little post. So if they choose choice A, great, we have a Facebook party. If they choose choice B, then I set their Facebook party up as a grand opening Facebook party. And over in the samples Stop and Shop, you'll find 2 Vizsla codes. One's just for a Facebook party and one's for a Facebook grand opening party where they're wanting to earn their kit. and the private messages that I send my hostesses. There's also 2 documents of that. So the verbiage is just a little different. Instead of saying, you know, place your order here and help your hostess earn free and half-price items, it says place your order here and help Sue get her business off to a great start, or something like that. Okay, so the verbiage is just a little bit different. So that's kind of how I do that. And then the other key to this is that when we close the party, okay, so we're going to close the party now. She had $1,200 in sales, right? She said choice A. On the last day of her party, I'm not going to tell her you had $1,256 in orders. You get $188 in free product and 4 half-price items. That's not what I tell my hostesses. I send them choice A and choice B again because the numbers have changed. The scenario is different, right? So I'm going to redo this one too, but I'll also post it down below, okay? Last post. So your party has been amazing with $1,256 in sales and 3 people have booked parties. I wouldn't be doing my job if I didn't offer you all your options. So I just want to throw this out there again because you already have a great customer base. We could turn your Scentsy Stop and Shop group into your own VIP group, and you could have the 3 bookings to get your own Scentsy business off to a great start. Here's the new scenario with your current party of $1,256. Choice A. With a $1,256 party, you'll earn $188 in free product and 4 half-price items. And choice B, with a $1,256 party, you'll earn a host-exclusive starter kit worth over $120 in product and supplies using $59 in free product. You'll still have $129 in free product, 4 half-price items, $314 in commissions on the 10th of next month. Any bookings from your Facebook party could be yours. That's 3 so far. And your Facebook group is already set up to swap over to your VIP group. And then I say, plus you'd get me to help train you. You saw how easy it is to do a Facebook party, and you can just recreate that with the help of a sample Facebook group I've set up with all the posts. I think you'd do amazing based on how you interacted during the party and your friends' interest. You know they're going to fall in love with Scentsy and want more. They might as well buy it from you. What do you think? No pressure at all. Just want to give you all of your options since you and your party did so well. Choice A or choice B. And at that point, they can hardly say A, right? It's too good to be true. And if we're having any join special, I'll add that on there. I remember one time my friend Amber had a party for me, and that's when the host special was if you have $500, or if you get the shooting star, that they're just going to give you the shooting star enhancement kit. So that was another $300 in product. And when I told her all that, she's like, really? What's the catch? What's the catch? And I'm like, there's no catch. You get all of that. And she goes, well, I can't say no. But she told me, but I am going to be a kidnapper. I was like, okay. She'd done direct sales before. She knew what a kidnapper was. And I said, that's okay. I want you to have all this free stuff. Don't let somebody that tells you they're going to be a kidnapper change your mind, because guess what happened? Within that week, Amber had like 3 or 4 Facebook parties scheduled. When her friends knew that she signed up to sell it, they all wanted to have parties with her. And she went over into my sample Stop and Shop group, and she just went gung-ho. And she promoted to director in 6 months. My kidnapper promoted to director in 6 months. So don't ever let that sway you that if someone says they're going to be a kidnapper, because you just don't know what's going to happen. Another thing that I do just a little bit different is I don't give away free kits. If somebody tells me they want to join, I don't send them to my website and have them join. If I do a post saying, would you be interested in joining out of no cost, or maybe that I do have a kit, I don't give them a free kit. I feel like they need to have some skin in the game. If you give them, if any of you have ever given away a free kit, you probably know what I'm talking about, because it doesn't always pan out, right? Sometimes they just take that kit and don't do anything with it. If they have a little skin in the game, I think it helps a lot. So this is what I do. If somebody wants either a free kit or they want to join, I offer to do a grand opening Facebook party for them so that they can earn their kit for free. It's kind of the same thing, right? They're still getting their kit for free, but they're going to have to work a little bit for it. They're going to have to let me introduce their friends and family to Scentsy. So when we do that, I do a Facebook grand opening. Again, that's in the sample Stop and Shop group. It's all set up there. I do it a little bit different though, in that I set up their party goal instead of being $500. I set their party goal at $1,000. I really try hard to get parties booked for them. And throughout the party, I'm always saying, you know, thanks for your order, or if you want to order this, or thanks for your order. Thanks for helping Sue get her business off to a great start. Or if anyone wants to book a party, that would really help Sue get her business off to a great start. It's good when I can say that, right? Because Sue might be too afraid to say that. Sue might not want to, she doesn't know what she's doing yet, right? But I'm okay saying that. I'm okay asking her friends to help her. And when I do that, I'm setting her up for success. Most often when I do that, my hostesses get over $1,000 in sales. So guess what that means? That means when I flip their party on day one, their very first day with Scentsy, they have already earned the Shooting Star Award by having $500 in their first 15 days, and they are usually certified on their very first day. And I usually get parties booked for them, and they've seen how a party works. So I've trained them on how to be successful, and I've set them up for success. The other thing that this does for you is when they get $500 in their first 15 days, you get the monthly training award. So you're going to get $25 in free product credit for that. And also, if it's during an incentive period and they hit certified on their first day, you're going to get points for that. And probably if you've set them up and they're doing Facebook parties after that and everything, they're probably going to promote during that incentive period too. So that is how I earned Annual Mentor last year. That is how I earned a spot in the top 75 crews the year before that. If you haven't flipped somebody yet, don't be afraid to do it. Try it. It's really easy. But I think if you haven't done it, you're just a little bit afraid because you don't really know exactly how all that little button stuff works. But I do have a YouTube video on how to flip a party, so you could go watch that. And it's even gotten easier now because now you don't have to call Scentsy and ask them to flip the PWS orders over into the party. There's a button that you just push and it does it instantly for you right then, so you don't have to wait those 3 or 4 days for consultant support to do that anymore. So I think flipping parties is the best tool Scentsy ever gave us. It's really kind of the only way that I recruit people now. I don't know about you, but I don't really have great luck posting something or asking someone if they want to start a new business. I don't think they even know how easy it is until they have a party and you kind of show them. So I know I've been blabbering, but that's really it. That's my secret to sponsoring, and it's really kind of that simple. So that choice A and choice B, it just works. And like I said, you could use that for home parties, and you could also use it for catalog parties. You could use it at any time, but I just choose to do it in my Facebook parties. All right, so really that's all I got for you. I mean, that's my sponsoring secret, and so I just shared it with you. If you want to go over to my sample Stop and Shop group, you're welcome to, and there's more information there. And like I said, I'll post the A and B scenarios down here, but I'll pop on over just to comments now just to see if anybody has any questions. I'm happy to answer. Thanks, Dawn. And if you have any questions, if you're watching the replay and you have any questions, I'll check back in the comments later and stuff. But really, it's not rocket science, and I really feel like I don't know what I'm trying to say. I feel like I'm not being pushy, right? Sometimes when you're just asking somebody if they want to join or start a new business or whatever, you kind of feel like you're being pushy a little bit, but this isn't being pushed. This is just offering them their options. And when I like what the wording when I say I wouldn't be doing my job if I didn't offer you all the options. Again, not being pushy. I'm just offering them all their options. So it works well. Yes, Shannon, I will do new templates for my Visly parties. Yes, for spring and summer. Visly's amazing. It basically clones me, right? It clones me. I know Dawn doesn't use Visly anymore. She posts all hers. But I can't do it. Visly has some kinks and it has some quirks, but it really allows me to do a lot of parties at once. I've done as many as 8 parties in a week. There's no way I could do that without using Visly. So it's really a great tool, and the money that you have to pay to use it, to me, is priceless. Visly hates you. Crystal, Visly doesn't hate you. There are tips over in my over in the sample Stop and Shop. They just change things up sometimes, you know. We used to be able just to post ourselves. Now we have to post from our business page. There's just some weird little kinks that you gotta go around, but it works. It works for me. If you want to schedule all those posts, feel free, but that's just a lot of scheduling and a lot of time on your part. One thing I will say, just to share, I know if you went over and you looked at my Visly post, you'd think that there's a lot, and there is a lot. I post every half hour for a week. And there was another Superstore director who thought, gosh, that's too much. I'm gonna like cut it down. So she did it the first way with all the posts, and then she cut it down. And she didn't have as good a success when she cut some of the things out. So it's kind of tried and true. It works, obviously, make it your own, but I will tell you that's been tried and tested, and the posts work. So there's no reason to join for $99, right, Whitney? No reason, especially when you can help them earn their kit for free. All right, well, I'm going to pop on off of here, and I will go and copy those little A and B posts for you. But I'll also put the link to my Stop and Shop down there so you can go if you want more detailed information. But again, if you have any questions, just reach out. I'm happy to help. And I hope this inspires you, and you might try a Facebook party if you haven't before. And even if you don't, I hope that you will try the Choice A, Choice B in whatever kind of partying you're doing. And I hope that you will never say I'm not a good recruiter, because you can be. You just need to try. So try for those incentives, get those sponsoring points, and know that you can do this. I had talked myself out of it for a long time. I earned annual mentor my first 3 years, and then nothing until last year. And I've been doing this for 14 years. I had in my mind that I couldn't do it. And when I found this success in doing it this way, I've now switched my mindset. I know I can sponsor. I know I'm a good recruiter, and I will continue to do that. So I hope that helps somebody out there, and I'll talk to you later. Bye.